Alright, doing another review of Invicta Pro Divers and doing uh, basically an evolution of the Pro Diver and reviews of each watch. The first watch I'm going to start off with is going to be the 8926 Japanese Miyota Movement 21 joules. This is actually the second generation of Invicta Pro Divers. My first 8926 was actually stolen out of a gym locker room, so I don't have that here today. I wish I did. I guess really the only difference between the two would be the wing logo at the end of the second hand, as you guys can see there. And the first generation did not have crowns as big. This is more of the, I guess, second generation newer style 8926. As you can see, it does have a bigger crown. This is pretty much the watch that started it all for Invicta. In every aspect and every form of their watches today. Myself, I'm not a real big fan of the oversized watches that they have out today. Some of them range anywhere between 52 and 62 millimeters, which I think is just kind of ridiculous. But I'm more of your old school classic diver guy. This watch is about 40, it actually is, it's 40 millimeters, and it's probably about 12 to 13 millimeters thick with an oyster bracelet and brushed center links. The second watch I'm going to show you would be, I guess, the newest up-to-date generation of the 8926. Probably looks just like the one I just showed you. The only difference in this watch to the Miyota movement is this watch has a hacking movement, and it also does wind with the crown just like the older style. For a while Invicta came out with a Seiko NH25 movement. It was kind of like a hybrid between Invicta's Japanese Miyota and the Seiko diver movement, but wasn't a huge fan of that. The reason why is that you had to shake it just to get it started. You couldn't wind it anymore, and you didn't really have a hacking movement to set the time to like your computer or the atomic clock, so forth. But this is a little bit more improved. Again, it looks just like it. One of the nicer features this watch has, you can see right here, it does have a really nice raised mineral crystal. And I also noticed that the Cyclops on the date seems to be a little bigger. Not a lot, but a few differences. It still has the same bracelet. The movement in the back is newer, as you can see right here. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it does have the NH35 Miyota or Japanese movement, Seiko hybrid movement, I guess. Moving right along, a few years after that, I think it was probably in the early 2000s, 2001, 2002, 2003, Invicta came out with their very first Swiss Pro Diver, and this model right here would be the 9938. I got this watch when it first came out off of Shop NBC, thanks to Tim Temple. He did a really good job presenting the watch at the time. And the main difference is that this is, I don't know, I guess a lot of people wanted an Invicta that would be a little bit more comparable to a Rolex Submariner. In some ways, yes, some ways, no. Honestly, Invicta did a great job with this watch, but it's by no means a Rolex. But for $300-400 at the time, Invicta did some vast improvements on the Pro Diver, such as this model. They made it with a sapphire crystal. I don't know if you can really tell by looking at it, but it is a sapphire crystal. The bezel seems to be a little sturdier. It does have solid end links. And it also has a Swiss 25 joule ETA movement, which you can tell right there, the gold rotor and so forth. This watch, for the money, probably one of their most robust watches that they made in a long time. It's definitely a huge improvement. Some of the watches that they made at the time did have crown issues, and this is one of them. Unfortunately, I didn't send it back just because some of the bad things I heard about Invicta's service, but it does work. This is, a watch I do have to shake to get it going, but it does have a hacking movement. I can still set the date and the time with no problems. Shortly after that, I did pick up, I'm trying to, here we go, they're all starting to look the same. Shortly after that, I did pick up the newer generation, not the newest, but the newer generation 9937. Pretty much just like the 9938, it still has a sapphire crystal. Really nice bezel, case construction, but again you can see it has the wing logo at the end of the second hand. This one has a 26 jewel Swiss Siletta movement, and again I'll try to get in there to show you that the best I can without reflection. There we go. Pretty much a twin to the Etta movement that they did with the 9937s and the early 9938s. The only difference is it has the 26 jewels versus 25. I prefer the 25 Etta movement. To me, I'm just a fan of that. I consider it like a workhorse. Again, it's still a great movement. Some of the improvements that they did is they put end links that were screwed in from the case on the sides, as you can see. It's a really nice touch. Pretty much, they tried to make this look like a Rolex, and they did a good job. Again, is it a Rolex? No. But for the money that you're spending on an Invicta 9937 or 9938 Pro Diver, you can't go wrong. Just like the 8926, it is a 40 millimeter watch. Again, really nice bezel. Did a good job with that. Nice sapphire crystal. Good magnifier on the date. Clean dial. Just your classic diver. After that, Invicta, probably back in 05, I would say, they stepped it up a notch and they came out with a limited edition model called the 3824. And I'm going to do my best to zero in on this, but as you can see, the indices at the 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10, and 11 have diamond indices. This is the first generation of the 43 millimeter Pro Divers that they did. Looks pretty much just like the 8926 and the 9937. The only difference is the bezel's a little bit different. They came out with a new scratch resistant material on the outer bezel, as you can see. Other than that, it looks pretty much the same. Still has a 26 jewel Siletta movement, S200, but very good watch. This is probably one of my grail watches. I actually gave away a lot to get this watch, but enjoy it a lot. It's a big part of my collection for years, and one of my favorite Invictas. The last Pro Diver I'm going to show you is pretty much a twin to the 3824. This is a 4469. This came out in different variations. I have the textured wave dial, they call it, but I believe the original models did come out with either a flat black or a sunburst black, and then they went to black mother of pearl, and I believe this was the last edition that they put out. This right here is a gift from my brother Joe, so I'd like to say thanks for that. But it's probably one of their best constructed Pro Divers I think they put out. The detail on this watch, and it's hard to pick up on the camera, but the detail they did on this watch was just phenomenal. Can't be happier. It's 43 millimeters. Again, a 26 jewel movement, Swiss made. Great watch. I wear this not every day, but I do like to wear it a lot. I don't wear my 3824 as much just because it's a limited edition. It's a little bit nicer, but the Invicta watch has definitely evolved over the past, I'd say 10 years or so, or more. Invicta was famous for coming out with the original 8926 in the late 90s, I believe, and definitely have made some good improvements. Again, for the money that you spend on these watches, you're definitely getting your money's worth. You're getting a great look. you're getting a watch that looks like $1,000 or more, you know, for a price of $300 to $400 if you're buying a Swiss end. This newest 8926 that I got, which is right over here. Again, this is a newer generation with the NH35 movement. Can't complain. I think I only spent $90 from Discount Watch Store, and they delivered, did a great job. You know, a lot of really nice improvements on that, you know, regarding the raised crystal, the hacking movement, and so forth. But that is my review on the Invicta Pro Diver. Currently, I'm wearing a Alpha Paul Newman manual Japanese or Chinese seagull movement chronograph, and I'll be doing a review on that soon too. But that's right now out, and you guys have a good day, and I hope you enjoyed the review.